I had a moment. I was like, shit.
I just had a moment.
God damn, we really need new chairs.
Why buy a comic that might cost more than a dime? Come meet the brothers who are here to waste your time.
Welcome back to Dime Comic Bros. All three comic bros are here this week. It's very exciting. It's because of the topic, I promise you.
Oh, yes.
We all wanted to talk about this book.
Movie lady.
I am Jacob.
I am Collin.
I'm your dad.
No, you're
fucking
not.
ruined it.
I ruin everything.
Yeah, you ruined my orgasm.
I was gonna say that, damn it!
We are here to talk about Elektra, Black, White, and Blood. Written and arted by many peoples.
It is yet again another anthology series with 4 issues, with 3 stories in each issue.
It came out this year, like a month ago?
The collected edition did, yes. I think all of the issues came out last year.
I think it's funny how we keep getting these Black, White, and Blood anthologies, and there's like maybe 5 that are actually, like 5 single issues that are actually good.
You just love to despise things.
That's not true. They are.
He's like the judge on American Idol that everybody loves to hate.
Simon.
I don't know.
Everyone likes
like,
Simon.
I hate everything.
To be fair, that's kind of the nature of most anthologies. Every time any of us talk about them, like, that's just what it is. It's like, it's either...
Anthologies are hard to get good.
Well, yeah, and that's partially the point, especially with this, where it's such a different creative team, and usually continuity be damned, it's just kind of fucking whatever. Like, there's such little consistency between the stories that the quality it's like you have some really, really good ones and then some, like, pretty bad ones, unlike some other types of anthologies where it's like, it's just all middle of the road. So it's weird how, like, both types of anthology collections end up being basically the same score when you're done, but for, like, entirely different reasons.
Mm-hmm. I saw the teaser poster, I guess, for the Darth Vader Black, White, and Blood this week. It's so hot. So hot.
Ooh.
Oh,
so hot.
Actual point of maybe, just saying maybe we do that when on an issue-by-issue basis?
No.
Okay, fine.
Because I want it in this treasury edition.
No.
I'm gonna buy like this anyways, but like...
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it twice. Vetoed.
Fine! Well, because my plan for a vicious, circle fell through and it's not even monthly. I don't even know if it's quarterly. I can't find the second issue.
It's not coming out, ever.
I hate what I have done. We could have followed something else. We're gonna have to hop on the Green Arrow book now. I
was at Stairway to Heaven a couple of times this week, and I was like, yo, what is up with that? And they looked, and yeah, nobody knows. I was like, this happens with everything I follow. Freaking Swamp Thing, Green Hell, Vicious Circle.
I think issue 2 of that came out this week.
Did it?
It might be next week.
I saw number 1.
Swamp Thing, Green Hell. I think issue 2 is this month. I think it's this week.
Yeah. I think it's coming out this week. But
maybe
they re-released number 1 again.
Last month, yeah. I tend to not look at the most shops keep the Black Label and like the big deluxe, like prestige format books, like a separated from the regular rack. So I just don't look at them because I know I'm gonna buy the full size like hardcover version. So I just don't bother with the issues. Andromeda isn't coming out until fucking November.
We are here to talk about Elektra, Black, White, and Blood.
So. The first story is Red Dawn, written by Charles Soule, with pencils by Mark Bagley.
It's pretty shit.
Really?
Yeah. There's nothing to it.
Like?
There's literally nothing to it.
Yeah,
she becomes she's vampire after fighting generic-looking-ass vampires. And they're like, hey, come with us, and you will learn how to be vampire. She's like, no, I kill you. And then she finds this kid that she calls her daughter or whatever, and she looks at her.
Daughter,
okay, I don't know. And she's like, come see me when you wake up. And then she's looking all around. She sees, I see all blood everywhere. I see everyone's insides. I'm gonna stay out here to the sun so I can die. The end.
Okay, so I think I understand the fundamental problem with Collin's brain when it comes to these books. He doesn't understand that the vast majority of these are in metaphor. He just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. Awaken your mind, Mr. Metaphor Man.
Okay, hold on. Don't put me that low.
Yeah, don't patronize.
That's fucking stupid, because I obviously have that stupid analogy brain, same as you. But the thing...
I don't have that brain.
The problem with that issue, the reason why I think it's so stupid, is because you could swap that out with literally any other fucking sad character. There's nothing to it. There's nothing important about her. There's nothing. It doesn't add on anything. It doesn't take away anything. It's the same shit. It's stupid.
It's like having one ho-ho. It's like one bite, and you eat it, and you don't even feel it hit your stomach. It's so light. It's like, wow.
I think you guys are gay.
It's so stupid, it's clever. No! It's just dumb!
No, but whatever.
Yes.
So the next...
You are actually... I want to say this. I have to say this. You are literally so in the fucking wrong this episode. Moving on.
We just started.
I know, but that first issue really fucking pissed me off.
So the next story is Not the Devil, written and arted by Leonardo Romero. I have not seen this guy's artwork before in my life.
I like this one.
It's pretty good. The action lines are really clear. It has that old comic paper like
texture looking.
Yeah.
All the little dots.
The little dots for like, what is that? It's a type of printer. I don't know what it's called.
You never remember it. It's been 3 years of this, and you have yet to remember the name of that printer.
I actually really love the second issue.
We're getting there.
We're on the second issue.
No, this is the second story.
This is
Not the first issue.
Whatever. I meant the second issue, or the second story. Whatever.
Yes,
I like the second story a lot.
Yes, I like that it's demonstrating the thing.
The art is clear. The art is clean, and the action, like you said, I'm just re-saying what you said.
I like that the book is emphasizing within its first couple of stories, Elektra's emphasis on not harming children and her like. Basically, it's like mega soft spot for like young girls in bad positions. I think when a lot of Elektra stories tend to forget that. I remember before we started reading this book, and we're all like, it seems like it would be better to do a different character than just Elektra, because a lot of her characterizations and a lot of stuff are very shallow. She has potential to have a lot more to her. A lot of writers just choose not to do that.
Yeah.
And I think this story is one of the ones. I think most of the ones in this book do get that part, even if I don't necessarily like the rest of it. I think the majority of them get the character, like the characterization and like the motivations vaguely right. The next story is my favorite one.
Really?
Wow.
The Crimson Path, written by Declan Shalvey with art by Simone Di Armini. This is all metaphor.
I thought
it looks like It looks like in the short stories of Hellboy when someone's trying to imitate Mike, and it's like, yeah, you're trying to imitate it, but you put way too much detail.
And
it's a little cartoony.
I would say no. I get what you're saying. I think it has a similar type of texture to it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're trying to imitate that at all. I think it's got that very like stony look to it.
It gives me very Dark Souls.
Yes.
I actually did really like this, but there's plenty of, like right here, I really hate this panel and this one because
she cuts off a guy's arm that's holding a sword and then throws it as a weapon.
That.
No. The reason why I hate it is because how it's done. So
yeah.
Can I? Okay, well, look at this.
Look.
This is kind of for just you guys.
Look.
So when she is holding her sword.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Her hand is here.
Yep.
She's cutting here.
And then she throws it with the left.
The sword is over her arm.
Yep.
The motions.
Action.
She's like.
It doesn't.
Instead of like having it up here and going, where it makes sense. This is fine. You don't have to. And then you see her like cutting it. What?
For being like a multi-step. Like singular panel, it doesn't actually show what the fuck just happened.
No, because her arm's just gonna get cut off.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's a problem. Everything else is pretty good, and I liked the metaphors.
I'm such a sucker for when it's like, look at these characters that kind of look like people you know.
Like Daredevil, Bullseye, and Nick Fury.
Yes, I really like that sort of stuff.
I hadn't seen that.
Really?
Yep. I thought they were just generic dudes. I knew where it was going, that she was dying and whatever.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen
That's the first thing I noticed.
Characters.
Yeah. So I don't know if this may or may not be relevant to the current run. I think she died for a hot minute. She dies a lot.
Well, she's a Daredevil now.
Well, yes, but I think she's still died during this current Daredevil run. But whatever.
Of course, she always does.
Have you seen that suit?
Oh my god, it's
yeah. I mean, there's a cover of it in here.
Yes. I like the self forgiveness type of angle to it. I like as soon as you see the younger girl, you're like, oh, that's her. Like, I'm not stupid. I've read a comic before. Yes. And I just like, despite the fact that I know exactly what's going to happen, I still like watching it happen. I was like, wow, she's wearing white and she is going to get very bloody protecting someone else.
Yep.
Whoa. Sometimes the cliche is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I liked it.
It's cool.
It's not my favorite.
Maybe it might be my second favorite, but it's definitely up there.
On to issue 2.
The first story is Cut and Run, written by Peter David with pencils by Greg Land.
Mid.
I am not a big fan of the art, but I do like the story of this one. I like one that it ties into Wolverine's time as Patch.
I was going to say, Wolverine is here and he's like, there's a bad dude that you got to go kill for me.
I really like that it's, like I said, there's two types of people that Elektra has a soft spot for, kind of in a Catwoman-esque fashion. I think it's more so pulling off of Catwoman than anything else, but I think it's better for the character, even if it is more similar to another character. It's like young girls and like sex workers. And I like that the story focuses on that. The art is fine. It's just nothing objectionable. It doesn't get me excited. But it's just
pretty plain.
It is definitely plain. There's a couple of... She looks great.
That art style is designed for colors.
It is. This is like the... Yeah, you're really right, actually, because it is so boiled down where it does... Yeah, no, because it doesn't have all the layers put in yet. Yeah. Before you'd put there'd be like another layer of like texturing or shading.
I'm an art boy.
Big brain.
And then they'd be putting in the coloring. Yeah, that makes sense.
You're not sitting on a rocking chair, you're sitting on your brain.
Yes. You got a little thingy right here on your eye. Yeah, on the other one.
Oh, you got a little crusty. Eye boogie?
Eye boogie. Eye cummies.
I get those all the time.
I hate eye cummies.
Same.
Gross.
My second favorite story is the next one.
Of course it is.
Why?
Because it opens up with 4 frames of a dude watching a black and white movie, and then it has the title card, and it feels like an indie movie.
Yeah, that too.
I don't remember this one.
Verite. It's about a security boy looking at the cameras and being like, holy shit, how'd this person die? And then
this is like, just like the movies I'm watching.
And then he's like, holy shit, I remember how many frames are in a movie. And then he's like, holy shit, you can't be that fast that you're between frames. And
they break the rules. The subtitles are yellow. 0 out of 10.
Ah, that's true.
Worst story
ever. She's so fast that she's sneaky. She kills him between frames. I love that so much.
That's clever.
It's cool. It's lame that it's not like... It doesn't have a lot of her in it, but I appreciate how...
Yellow. Red. Ugh.
Yep.
And that's the only red that's in...
Yep.
I appreciate that it does have really good like pencil, like charcoal work on the shading.
Yeah, the art's
really
great.
Cool. I just like the fact that it's emphasizing she's supposed to be fucking fast. Like it's something that they always forget. It's like she's a great fighter. She's disgustingly fast for not being a speedster.
It bothers me that she so suddenly kills the guy that figures out this one trick. Like it was kind of unnecessary. She had no motivation to kill him yet.
Jacob thinks a trained assassin killing people is unnecessary.
I see his point.
She didn't even know he existed yet. He was like, hey, I can count frames, and then boom, he's dead.
But like Boogeyman.
But she's probably like, oh, where does this tape lead to? What if there's tapes and she's tracking blah, blah, blah. We don't need to know all of the information. It's fine. Yes. And also it's not like it's a part of an actual story. It's just a single story in a black, white, and blood shit. I like this one.
Yep.
I like this one a lot.
Yokai is written and arted by Greg Smallwood, one of my current favorite artists for a couple of years now.
This is one of my tops.
This is, I think, top 3. This is phenomenal.
3. And there's no words. Except for
I like
the Japan.
The yokai.
We're in Japan.
Yeah, just the title card, basically.
Yeah.
Title card. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, It's just a nice little... She just goes in, she rescues a girl from a monster who got a big mouth. The monster's so fucking weird, man.
Pretty flowers.
It's a yokai.
I know what a yokai is. It's just so weird.
Did you know that's a yokai?
I'm gonna rearrange your insides.
That's gay.
Yeah, so you won't like it.
I might.
Pooba.
Papa. Oh my god. Moving into issue 3, the first story is Split, written by Ann Nachetti.
What are you laughing at? What?
It's a content warning. Don't kill yourself.
National Suicide Prevention Line. Oh, that? Fuck you, you're an asshole.
Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
With art by Federico Sabatini.
Also, that's a great cover.
It is a great cover. I was not a big fan of this issue, this story.
This was less than mid.
Yeah, it was. It's not horrible, but
bad.
It's
not good.
I'm a sucker for Wolverine. Did this a lot. I like it when these books choose to fill in tiny little gaps in like really old stories, not even like the recent stuff where it's like, wow, look, this artist wants to come back one more time. It's like, this is from 40-year-old comics, but I want to fill in this 5-minute time period. It's cool.
And it's hyper anime art style.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I followed it, so it's coherent, but that's about it. I didn't have much else to it.
I like this next one coming up.
Yes.
That's a part of my top 3.
Nice. The next one is With a Passion, written and arted by Paul Azaceta. It is very, it's
strong.
Almost all, it's a Daredevil story, and it's almost all a voiceover thing, and it's them being horny and fighting.
Yeah, they fight, and that turns her on. That's the point of the story.
It turns both of them on.
Yeah.
I love watching this shit. It's so funny.
Yeah.
My favorite detail is the nail marks on Wolverine on Daredevil's back that are in red. I really like that detail.
Wow.
I really like...
I like that the blush in her cheeks kind of overlaps the lines of the face.
Yeah, it looks like
it's quite often.
It's like the last thing they put on.
So strong. I love that panel.
So big,
and strong, and why are you so big? Ooh.
I like the coloring in this next issue. Many, many shades of red.
I don't like it.
It looks pretty.
The next story is Weapons of Choice, written by David Pepose, with art by Danilo S. Byruth. I wanted to like this one because if I pull it away and I squint at it, it looks cool and stylish.
Right.
But the dialogue is really cringe-inducing.
A lot of the lines are kind of rough, too.
It's
like
just
that,
really
bad.
I like their rivalry.
I want to throw up looking at this.
I like their rivalry in the
Side boob!
I like Black Widow and Elektra's rivalry in other comics, but in this, it just feels so forced and obnoxious. Also, loincloth. Woo. Moving on from that one, before we go on a hate train, the next story is from issue 4, Powers You Can't Comprehend, written by Matthew Rosenberg, with art by Alberto Albuquerque. This one's fucking
switch the page. Stop staring at it.
Well, I think it's funny that he can do such an amazing cover, but he can't sign his name. It's funny.
Dr. Handwriting. A few years back, Kingpin hires Elektra to do murder, and then she goes, "Oh no, it's a Ghost Rider. Oh fuck."
You like this cover because she's getting off on killing people. She's like,
no. I like this cover a lot until I look at the bullets that have the shell still on them and they're steaming.
That's annoying.
Why the fuck are they steaming?
Can we talk about the story that has Ghost Rider in it? Because it's cool and I like it.
Not yet.
I like that her thigh blends in with the.
I like her thighs.
They don't have to fill in all the details.
Yeah, that's why I like it. Except until I see the bullets that have casings on them still.
You like the thighs as big as clouds?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Talk about Ghost Rider.
She gets hired to kill Ghost Rider because Kingpin's an idiot. And then Ghost Rider's like, who the fuck are you, bitch? And then kicks the shit out of her.
This one looks really good,
It's so fucking cool. I really like the digital coloring feel to this one. It has a weird texture to it. Yeah, it just looks very unique. And I like, I always get off on the whole, look, I put all your men's head in a bag and I give it to you. Ha ha ha, look at me, I'm Red Hood. I like that shit. And it's a nice little story. I appreciate that it adds depth to Kingpin and Elektra's relationship in the past, so we don't have to worry about it now. Like, it adds more to their personal dynamic, more so than just her being hired for a job and doing it,
Yes.
The next one is Assassin, with art by Peach Momoko. There's no dialogue. It's just text overlay. I don't like this one.
Really?
I appreciate the art, but I don't like it.
Me too.
It's a creature-killing adventure. This is the type of manga I'm not into.
I think it works for one short story.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to read a manga line about it.
No, I'm not crying about it. It's just not.
I like it. It makes it very unique out of the whole book.
It does have a different side of the Dark Souls.
art.
It's high effort for sure. It's just not up my alley. It does have a different side of like the Dark Souls angle to it, but
Fucking
just
weird eyeball thing.
yes. The next story, thankfully, the wrap up for this is Rendezvous from Kevin Eastman and Freddie Williams. So we go full circle back to TMNT.
I got very scared when I saw this.
Yep.
Yes. This is great. It's just Elektra fighting herself for the whole book. It's just her and her damn internal dialogue. And it's a multi-phase. Every page has 80,000 poses on it with no panels.
And it kind of feels like the typical Kevin Eastman art where he only does it with a Sharpie.
Yes.
Yes.
I think this was a good note to end the book on.
Yep.
I like this issue. Each story in this issue is very good. I think those are my top 3, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think issue 4 is like the highest effort one, but the fact that 2 of them are art styles I'm just really not into doesn't. It knocks it down a good peg for me.
Like I said, those are good for this format where it's like one short story and then that's it. It's like that's a nice angle to look at this character from. It's cool to draw her as like a Japanese manga for a couple of pages. Like, it's fun.
Yes. I like this book a lot more than I was expecting to.
Yep.
It came out the gate for me swinging a lot harder than I was expecting. The first 6 stories were of a higher quality than I was expecting. So Deadpool was really all over the place. Wolverine was like, started off good and kind of dwindled by the end of it.
Right.
And then Carnage was kind of up and down,
choppy.
up and down. This one was also kind of up and down, but I think a little bit more even. It came in strong and then went up and down. So like the first 2 issues are really good, and then
I say it ended strong.
sure. There are definitely stories in it I'm not a big fan of, but there are a few of them that like I will go back to. So I think that strikes a stronger chord closer to like a Wolverine tier than
I think this one.
like number 2 out of the 4 we've done.
Yeah, I'd say Wolverine and then Elektra, but this one.
Colin really did not like the Wolverine one.
I like the looks of, and I don't really have to read it. I can just like look at the artwork and be like, all right, I could guess the story.
That's fair. It does make for like a better coffee table book than the other ones.
You say that about like any book.
Yeah, you said that about
You say
every
that
one of
about
these.
basically every single book that we've talked about.
My balls.
I don't really agree with you guys about this Elektra thing. You, Spencer, it came in strong with the first 2. I don't think it came in strong anywhere. I think it just had a couple of good stories spread through the 4 issues, and that was kind of it, so it made it mid. I think the only really good ones... I think Wolverine's the only one I liked the most. I think I liked Deadpool mainly because of Daniel Warren Johnson was in that, but I think Wolverine was the only one that I could say I liked more of them, even though I shit on it quite a bit. Mainly it was amped up because I think I was raw dogging the day.
You were being a contrarian. You were in a bad mood.
I think I was raw dogging my brain that day. But Yeah, that was probably the only one that's not so mid. It's like a little bit above mid.
That is fair. Like, I just said that that one's my favorite, but also it's the one where I remember a lot of the stories and be like, that was really good. I liked that story. Whereas the rest of these are vibes.
That's fair. And then the Carnage one it had some really high highs, but it was so. A lot of the stories were fairly continuity heavy. There was like half of the book was like, look, it fits into this other thing, and it's like I don't know the context. For this.
The Wolverine one was the one with Cosmic Ghost Rider, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They had a bar fight.
Yeah, I fucking loved that one.
Yep.
So I'm thinking it's like.
But also that was. Oh no, that was Donny Cates. And
Donny Cates, and I don't remember who did the art for that one. The art on that story was a little messy, but it was still.
Oh, that shit was beautiful.
It looked great. It was just some panels were like.
What is happening?
I'm okay with that
sometimes it's fine to do that. Yeah. I think this is in the... I don't know, man. I think this is in the better half of the 4 so far, but...
Yeah.
We have... we have the Moon Knight one in about a month. I have it pre-ordered from Jetpack.
Well, I'm not excited about that
I swear to God, Colin, you've literally looked at like one story out of
12.
I
read the first fucking issue. I own the first fucking issue.
25%.
I didn't look at just one fucking story, asshole.
But if everything else is fucking perfect, it's still like a 75. Open your mind, man.
I want to shit in your mouth.
And then eventually we'll get to the Darth Vader one when it's collected, which will be like a year from now. That'll take...
I don't know. It's just, so far we've gone on all these black, white, and blood, and most of them have been fucking mid, so I'm not excited about Moon Knight.
Oh, I'm not exactly excited. I just want to get it over with. I think the cover is fucking great. So it's got a little bit of that like toddler feel where I'm like, ooh, shiny.
Yeah, it looks fucking awesome. That's what pissed me off.
Yeah,
that's my biggest pet peeve with comics is when the fucking art on the cover is not what's in the book.
I'm just looking forward to having them all on my shelf, and then we can move on to other types of books for a bit, and then we can eventually revisit the Darth Vader one in a while, and we'll see if Marvel Publishing has kind of figured out how to order the stories in terms of like vibes, because that's the thing with all of these books is the you can order them in any which way, and it just creates a very different reading experience.
Mm-hmm.
So like it doesn't feel like any of them have really nailed that yet. So maybe, and especially because it'll be a Star Wars book, it'll be very different. Mm-hmm. You know, otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you asked, I read
Daredevil
Yellow.
Jacob, what have you been reading?
Written by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale.
Oh God,
and Collin by Matt Hollingsworth.
Thank God you asked you just stepped in there because Spencer was not stopping.
No,
you were nowhere near stopping.
This is a retelling, I guess, of Daredevil's origin and where he's coming from and what he's doing, and it starts out with there's 6 issues. He's writing a letter to Karen because his priest told him that would help him with feels and thoughts and things. Don't touch me.
Why are you holding that issue like that?
Because that's how he holds books.
It's hurting me.
It doesn't hurt the binding.
I know, but it's hurting me.
No one cares about hurting you,
don't know.
Retard.
Like the hand?
Yeah.
You can go hurt yourself. No one cares.
I try to keep my fingers off the meat and potatoes.
You're fucking spicy today.
I hate that. So I'm trying to keep my thumb on the side.
You don't like touching...
No!
Why?
Because it's glossy. You're going to get fingerprints on it, and my fingers are always super greasy. It's gross.
Oh, so it's a you issue.
Maybe.
Skill issue.
I'm dry as fuck all the time, so...
We know.
He
doesn't moisturize.
I do moisturize. My skin's just fucking dry.
Anyway.
Take a bath in Vaseline.
Daredevil's writing letters to Karen. And he's going through his whole life story and where... before his dad died and why his dad died. And sorting through that and starting his own company. Nelson and Murdoch. And then... meeting Karen and a fun adventure with the Fantastic Four, and the owl is being a prick, and of course Matt Murdock is falling for Karen at the same time that Foggy is, and they're both being whores. Nelson and Murdock, that is, not Karen. And then it kind of just wraps up with, oh yeah, I wish you hadn't died, Karen. And that's why he's writing all these letters, because he's messed up emotionally. This feels very 90s. I was really hyped up for this book, and I was reading it, and I was like, this is probably one of those things that changed a lot of things on the comic frontier, and it's not hitting the way it should.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love this book.
I'm with Collin on this.
I love this book to death.
Top 3 Daredevil miniseries.
It is like Jeff Loeb's like best. Like Jeff Loeb is the artist.
No, Tim Sale.
Tim Sale. I always get confused on that.
They work together all the time.
No, I mean it like because comics will like switch their names, like not just them, but like other people. So Tim Sale.
I think Long Halloween I like better than this.
This is top tier. The colors, the his poses. I mean,
I don't know who it falls on in terms of the texturing of the coloring. Whether that would be the artist or if that would be Matt Hollingsworth doing the colors. But I really like the watercolor painted vibes on this one.
I'm surprised that you like the poses because a lot of them seem oddly proportioned. Like, obviously it's his art style a little bit, but it feels even more hyper than Long Halloween or things like that.
I don't think so, actually, because Batman's super jacked as shit. Like, super jacked, not like this jacked. I mean, the whole point of the Long Halloween, I mean, I get the point. The whole Long Halloween's supposed to look fucking weird like that. That's like the point. But the reason why I don't like that is because I just don't like it. I just don't.
You just don't like the Poison Ivy rapes Batman.
I don't like rape of any kind.
Finally, a defensible take out of this man.
You're such a fucking asshole.
So I have a proposition. So your PP,
you're propositioning us.
Together we make pee pee poo poo. I think you're both wrong and both right.
Wow.
So I think
shocker.
I think
I have the high ground where I think you're both wrong and right and all of the things.
Oh, I'm gonna stick up my ass and I'm on my fucking high horse. Oh yeah, you guys are the right. Oh, you're the wrong actually.
So I think Jacob is right about it being very caricature-y and the poses being kind of wacky. I think it works because it's a more swashbuckling Daredevil adventure, more so than the most recently released story, I believe, to contrast this one was Frank Miller's... was it Frank?
Born Again?
I don't think it was Born Again. It was...
Example.
Not Born Again.
So I'm not seeing any weirdness.
It's the... God damn it. It's the origin story that they told. It was him and... Man Without Fear. There we go. It was... written by Frank Miller with art by Romita Sr., I believe. And that was around the same time period, I think. But it was like a very grounded, Frank Miller-esque, it's a crime drama, everyone's Italian type thing. And it was really serious, and Daredevil wears black the whole time. I think it's a nice...
twisted.
I think it's a nice contrast between the two books because this one emphasizes that he does like being Daredevil. There are highs to the job, He likes swinging around with his damn billy clubs. It's not all doom and gloom, despite the fact that he's having a depressive episode and writing to his dead girlfriend,
Yes.
So I think it works for this book.
It was interesting how messed up Daredevil is. I haven't seen that in a comic before. Like, clearly, he's got things. He's got baggage that he's dealing with. But this one's, like, hardcore. He makes his first suit, the yellow suit, out of his dad's after-fight bathrobe thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up if you think about it. Did you not know
that before?
No, I did not know that.
You didn't?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, that's traditionally where that's the original run. Actually,
he's fucked up.
Is that's the thing.
So maybe it's the coloring, but like his face looks bad. Bad. It could be the shading.
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Because they're matching what his face looks like in the mask as
It's too long there.
That's just his head.
And flat. I think it's the shading, to be honest. It seems like bad shading. But, like, that looks good. That doesn't. That looks like a fish man.
He kind of is a fish man when he's Matt Murdock. And that pose that you showed me that he was all twisted, that's just exaggerating the pose.
Yeah, it could be the character.
It's not the proportions at all.
This book cover price is $20, and it usually goes for more than that on Amazon because for some reason the Jeff Loeb Tim Sale run on Marvel books are just out of print and super expensive. I got it for $9 pre-owned at Bullmoose.
Wow.
That's a miracle.
Wow.
I thought I was going to have the cheaper copy than you. Guess not. I forgot. You are the Dime Comic Bro.
He's the one who came up with the fucking name.
I know.
So
that was supposed to be our shtick, and Spencer was like, pre-order every fucking book.
You can't expect Spencer to actually follow that, and you can't expect me to be smart with my
Sorry,
purchases.
I like actually reading the books and not having to wait until 10 years from when I found the book to buy it. Sorry, I just like reading them. Collin! What have you been doing? Do you have a book? Or a movie, maybe? Or a weeb shit?
He took a nice, long, stinky weeb shit. I must piss. I'm the piss man.
So, I watched...
He was this close to having the perfect timing for the fucking Jeopardy music. It was so close!
I bet you can cut it in.
God damn it!
What?
I was timing it. I was doing the Jeopardy, waiting for them to write their goddamn answers thing in my head.
Yeah.
And you were like 2 seconds after I was done. So close.
Nope.
No. So I watched...
You had me doing in the middle, too, so...
Fucking figure it out, bro. You can edit.
I watched the first season of True Detective.
Ooh. Horny.
It's good shit, bro.
Yeah, it is good shit. So the first season of True Detective follows two FBI... No.
Investigators.
They're just investigators.
Detectives, maybe?
They are detectives, but, like, what are they from?
Who cares?
Whatever.
Cops.
I diagnose you with Fed.
Yeah, they're basically detective feds, and they're put on this case that involves ritualistic
murder
nature, where their first case together, after being stuck together for 6 months, is a case of this woman who is naked in the woods. She's in a praying position. She has a crown, and there's tons of these things that Matthew McConaughey's character called trophies. And that's their first case. It's very vile, and there's also some type of weird spiraling tattoo on her back. And
was it a dragon tattoo?
No.
Oh.
I haven't watched those yet. I've been meaning to. So this whole story just follows those two detectives trying to solve this case, how it's connected to a certain type of family, how it's and it follows their lives smashing into each other, and one person smashing a person who's not their wife, and then one person smashing their partner's wife.
I've seen that clip a few times in my life.
I've seen that clip a lot. That was a great clip.
Basically,
why the fuck? Basically what I took out of this was, why the fuck was he out banging other chicks when he had his wife who had a fat ass?
Basically, True Detective is, how vile can we make humanity? See you next season.
Pretty much. and I was confused because how they tell this story is that it's already like 17 years later after they first meet, and they're being interviewed by these cops who are taking up their case, even though they supposedly solved this case. And I was wondering, is this how the whole show is? There's like 3 seasons or 4 seasons, and I realized, every season has its own story.
Yep.
And so I finished season 1. I'm like, this is cool, and I don't think I want to watch anymore.
What? Really?
I loved this show. I thought it was really good. but I find myself doing certain things that are in the manner of things that I watch or read.
Okay, so he's too horny. Got it.
There's that. I was very horny the entire time I was watching this.
Understandable, bro. Have a good day.
That wife was...
Yes. Yeah.
I'm still dumbfounded by that ass. But no, it's just the Matthew McConaughey's character. Of course, I immediately was like, yes, this is my guy.
He was a fantastic doomer.
Yes, he was.
He's smoking all the time.
Yep.
He's dirty.
Yeah.
He played that part so well.
Okay, so
that show's too depressing, and you're gonna start mimicking mannerisms, and you're gonna get more depressed.
I just do it by accident. It just happens.
I think season 2 and 3 are actually better, but that's just me.
I started season 2 already, but I'll talk about that in happy hour. Season 1 though, Matthew McConaughey's character, I gripped onto him. That character, I was like, I gripped onto those balls, those big. Google, show me this guy's balls.
That's my favorite subreddit.
What?
Are you really surprised?
No, not really.
Anyway,
what I was trying to say was
balls.
that this character I connected with in a way, and I was like, damn, people are like, you can't talk like that. That's weird around here and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I relate to that. I've heard that my entire life. And then he started spiraling and be like, humans are the reason that this whole world's shit, and the whole problem is that we have consciousness and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, he kind of right though. And then
Return to monkey.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, but I don't think this is okay for my mental health. So I finished the show. I took breaks in between.
That's fair.
And then
good for you.
I really liked this show.
Recommendation for you on that note, then, for something that's a bit less intense, but equally as dark, but just a lot less...
It's not about what happened. It's about that character.
That's fair. Try Under the Banner of Heaven. It's, I believe, on Hulu. Andrew Garfield plays the lead. It's about a...
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's loosely based on a real-life story. It's basically one of those, wow, look, insular religious communities have, copious amounts of sex crimes. It's really depressing.
What?
Yeah, I know, never happened before.
Whoa.
It's a really good show. It has some issues, but it's if I remember correctly, they're Mormon?
Under the Banner of Heaven?
Under the Banner of Heaven, yeah. I think it's on Hulu. It's really good. I think it's 6 episodes long. It's just one little thing. It's a little less explicit in terms of its content, visually speaking, and it's a little bit more optimistic. It also has a pretty decent, apparently, according to some of the Mormons I know, it's a decent enough interpretation of both kind of sides of how they view their own theology.
Okay. I'll check it out. But back on track. I give True Detective Season 1 a 7 out of 7.
Damn.
Wow.
There's nothing wrong about it. Everything was great.
You're just special.
There was a lot of nice boobies, and nice ass. And the story was great. And I was disgusted. And when the parts where I was disgusted, I was like, wow, I'm actually a good human being. I'm disgusted by these things.
Congratulations.
So that helped me out in my brain.
60 degrees on Thursday?
Fuck, it's summer.
Bro, it's February.
It basically hit 60 degrees the other day.
Summer.
Well, yesterday. It
was
like
60? No, it was
58.
40.
58 when I drove into work.
Nah.
Yes, it was.
Your car's wrong. It was 40.
Suck my nuts. Spencer, besides playing Fallout Shelter, what have you done?
What are you doing right now?
Playing Fallout Shelter.
What the fuck is Fallout Shelter?
6.5 hours later.
Why are you playing a game?
Because unlike you, I can actually talk while I'm doing stuff. I can multitask and look at the microphone
He
when
is
I
such
talk.
a pompous ass.
I look at the microphone when I talk.
I have been.
Also, I played Pokemon Go during that review, so
he does
I'm okay with you doing it. You're autistic.
Wow.
I also
He's the least autistic one.
You're gay.
He's got me.
He got you. I hid it from you because it distracts you.
That's
so
true.
It does.
Shiny balls.
Shiny balls.
So I watched Harley Quinn season 3, which is 10 episodes long. It came out last year. I think it started in October. It is obviously a direct follow-up to the previous season. Harley and Ivy go on a honeymoon sort of rampage. They're not married. They leave. The finale of season 2 is the crashing of Kite Man and Poison Ivy's wedding, and then they drive off into the sunset, and then they just go fuck shit up in the next episode.
And they act like they're married.
Yeah, basically. The first episode is them, like, just stealing all sorts of crazy shit. They get, like, the invisible jet, and they steal the Queen of England, and
they also go to Themyscira and fuck bitches.
They do fuck bitches. This is the only episode I really didn't like. The plot is fine. For some fucking reason, like, none of the jokes landed on this one for me. I was really almost distressed. I was like, did I, like, grow out of this show or something?
That's how I felt. That's why I stopped.
And then I went to the next episode and I was like, never mind, we're good. First, I don't know. There was just something was really...
Is it just the first episode?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to go back to it.
The rest of the season is easily better than the previous 2 seasons. Like, it's more consistent, it's more character-focused, and it hones in on the characters more. So we revisit characters like Dr. Psycho and whatnot, but he has progressed. He's like a podcast hoster now.
Oh my god.
It's really weird.
Professor Psycho is you.
Yeah. Wow. There's a 2-episode arc, I believe, where King Shark has to go home because his dad has died and he needs to, like, pass on the throne to his brother. Except his brother has made a deal with Ocean Master to basically buy all of, like, the Shark Kingdom. And King Shark's brother doesn't give a fuck. And he's like, well, I just would like the money. And then King Shark's like, you can't sell our ancestral homeland. And then he goes apeshit, like he does. So he's like, I just ate everyone. I'm so sorry.
I love Shark King.
It's great.
Or King Shark, whatever.
There's a lot of stuff with Clayface and James Gunn, the director. The real person. Please don't lick the microphone.
You got poop on your tongue.
It's coffee.
I know, it's very... Oh, wow, it's very brown.
Maybe a little bit of poop, too.
Clayface.
That's a little bit of Clayface in your tongue.
There's a Wayne family pictures, like, biopic going on, and Clayface really wants to play Thomas Wayne, but he doesn't get the part, so he becomes James Gunn's chair.
Oh, I remember that.
Literally becomes a chair and gives feedback. It's very funny. He ends up accidentally getting the actor killed, so he takes his place and plays the role. That's kind of the ongoing plot of the season, is like the development of this movie, which is a really weird plot line to hit. Yeah, Clayface is fucking tripping balls, man.
Always.
Joker is reformed. I don't know why he leaves for all the good shit. Joker is reformed and is like normal now. Like 100. He's a little crazy, but like he's a stepdad to like a Hispanic family, and it's his whole shtick. Like he goes to the PTA meetings at school. He like plays catch with his kids, like the whole 9 yards.
So fucking weird.
It's insane, and they commit to the bit up until the last second. They don't. I was dumbfounded by the finale. Also, an ongoing plotline is him running for mayor against James Gordon, because James Gordon is a washed-up alcoholic weirdo who I love, but is also insane. They try to have another one bad day, like another killing joke moment. That doesn't go well. They just part ways as friends. It's really weird.
What the fuck?
It's insane, dude. Joker just runs for mayor. He wins. He implements a bunch of really good policies and shit. He does... I think he poisons a woman at a PT, like the school Karen bitch mom, but like it was like with like lactose or something. Like he doesn't kill her or anything.
He just makes her shit her pants.
Basically, something like that. It's been a couple of weeks.
Joker's mayor.
I heard.
Yeah. We get a few cameos from some of the other villains. It is a lot more focused on the direct, like the small cast ensemble bits. Harley and Ivy are basically just doing relationship stuff. They're just like, you're not listening to me. No, you're not listening to me. Blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just that. And by that, I mean, it's mostly Harley just not listening. And Ivy going, like, oh my God, stop. I'm going to go watch TV. Like, it's a lot of that, which is very entertaining. They have to go live in one of Selena Kyle's apartments for a while because reasons. And she's got, like, a fancy bidet toilet. There's a whole bunch of really weird shit. Bruce Wayne resurrects his dead parents into zombies. That's a whole plot line.
Understandable.
Basically, the end of... Oh, and then a quick aside. Nora Freeze was thawed and cured and now she's a party girl because she's like 25. So like, while Mr. Freeze is like old man,
and dead.
His wife is now just chilling. So she's like going to parties and getting high as shit all the time. They go meet Swamp Thing, who's like the definition of a hipster stereotype. I love it. He has like, he goes to the local vegan food truck to get a soy latte and shit. It's so funny. It's hysterical. There's a lot of cool relationship contrasts between a lot of the different characters. There's like a villain award for couples and shit. Just a lot. This season had a lot of stuff, despite having a shorter episode count than the previous seasons.
You find out that Bane has small pee-pee.
No, I'm not there yet. Not there yet. Also, this season has a really good use of the Bat family. Nightwing comes back to Gotham and is like, I'm gonna kill myself! At the slightest hint of any, like, difficulties in life. It's very funny. So he's like, why is there a new... Because
you're projecting.
Yes. Batgirl works with Batman now, and, Nightwing goes into the game, and he's like, why is there boobs on this suit? And then she appears, They kind of hit it off a little bit. Damian is a little shit, because of course he is, because he's like 10. Just a really good use of the Bat family. James Gordon running for mayor and then realizing he's an idiot because he's being manipulated by Two-Face, because he's Two-Face. Just really weird stuff. I just really like that it's committing to the character growth it's putting in. I'm looking forward to the next season. I really hope they don't run this past season 4. Sorry, 5. I want them to not push it too far. I would like them to make sure the quality stays very high. I also watched a very problematic Valentine's Day special, which came out yesterday. I think it's like 40 minutes, so it's a double episode. It's Valentine's Day. Everyone's horny and going on dates. Harley wants to give Ivy the best, Valentine's Day ever. Ivy wants to like stay in and watch TV like a normal person. They compromise, blah, blah, blah. Harley sets up like a whole plot so Ivy can like kill an oil baron, which was really funny. They go to their favorite like vegan Italian restaurant, blah, blah, blah. Bane, yeah, the funniest side plot, the plot of the episode is Bane gets really big like a kaiju and starts fucking buildings. It's incredibly disturbing and very funny. So Bane...
You didn't tell me that!
Hold on. So...
No one...
Long story short, Bane is lonely because it's Bane. He's a sad, depressed man. He's walking around and then he walks by this woman in a trench coat who's at like this apartment, and she... Because of, what Bane's outfit looks like, he's got a little bit of, like, a leather daddy vibe going on, like, a little bit. So she thinks that he is, like, the other partner for, like, their paid therapy session, let's say. So he's like, a beautiful woman is inviting me inside. Okay. And then he goes in, and it's just insane. So she's a dom, and they're beating the shit out of this dude. It's incredibly funny. The guy that's paying them, it's really weird. And then Bane gets really insecure because, they're telling this guy he has a small dick. And then Bane's like, well, actually, I think it's average. He's just clearly, like, projecting. It's really funny. So he runs off, they flirt, and she's like, ooh, come back to my place, ooh. And then Bane's like, I'll be back and stuff. And then he goes to Etrigan's potion shop, where there's a lot of dick-related rhymes. It's very funny. Buys a potion that'll make his dick bigger. And then, because he's on HGH, it makes him bigger. It's very, very weird. So his dick gets itchy, and then he gets big. He starts fucking buildings. It's really bizarre.
All right, wrap it up.
It's just a lot.
I know.
It's so
turning into me.
It's so fucking weird. It's hard to describe. They have a thing, and then they're like, Bane, you're like... They turn Bane off so he gets smaller. It's so fucking weird. It was a nice surprise that they just kind of dropped like a little extra episode.
Nice.
So, 3 puppies out of 4 cupcakes?
Sure. It's an improvement over each previous season, so It's just getting better.
Jacob.
Huh?
Clayface goes on a date with his bottom half. Literally.
Okay, Jacob.
Collin would do that.
Jacob.
What?
Your turn.
I want so badly to ask for a question just to piss you off.
That's fine.
I listened to Batman, The Audio Adventures, released on or by HBO. Why are you looking at me?
Because I love that.
Stop looking at me.
It makes me want to build Legos. Damn, bro.
This one's been cooking for a while because the first half was rough. It's fun. I like the idea. I've grown up with all kinds of audio theater and presentations and like I don't know how to describe them.
It's called being a homeschooler.
Yes. And I love that stuff. Yeah, it's why I listen to audiobooks. I don't know. I'm used to audio presentations like this. But the format that they have for this is very, very choppy. It's like we're going to have a 3-minute segment about Catwoman doing a heist. And then we're going to have a commercial for Penguin's Parlor. And then we're going to have a news article about a crazy heist in Gotham. And it's very, very, very
fun.
Attention deficit disorder, which is why it tickles Collin's brain. Well, but it's hard to listen to an episode and it's like intergalactic channel surfing or whatever the frig it is in Rick and Morty. It's like it's so random and it didn't tie together until like the halfway point where they started to serialize it and there were plot threads that were coming together and it all ended very, very well. It was just hard to get into. It's like, it seems like something that should be playing on a radio, like in the background as you're doing other things.
Yes.
It's not something to listen to in the car on your way to work.
No.
Speaking of audio dramas, before I forget, do you guys want to all listen to the new one that just started?
The Harley Quinn?
Yeah, do we want to do a whole thing for that? You're not interested in that?
Yes.
I plan on listening to it, but we don't have to do a topic out of it.
I don't want to do a topic about it.
Does it not look interesting to you at all?
I just don't want to.
Okay.
Fine. Be that way. I'll just do it on my own.
That's fine.
I've bitched about it before. It's retarded that HBO has it as like video only. So how are you supposed to do this? Like, are you supposed to have it on your TV as you're doing chores? Because that's not how TV works. You can't do the laundry with the audio thing on your TV in the living room.
That's why what you do?
You play Legos in front of your TV.
No.
Oh.
Put on phone.
Yeah.
Bluetooth, earbud.
Wow.
Go do thing.
Wow.
That's what I did.
Wow.
And I play Legos. I built my Lego Batcave.
But you have to have your phone unlocked all the time. You can't put it to sleep and listen to it. It's very frustrating.
Do you have a sleep mode on your phone? Mine's on never.
Oh, no. It doesn't turn off like that. But it's like you have to leave it open somewhere on a counter or something. Yeah. You can't... Very annoying.
I maintain that you're supposed to lay on your stomach, kick your legs up like a 10-year-old, and stare at the TV like it's a radio. I maintain that is the correct way to listen to it.
Yeah, because it does have pretty lacy stuff, and stuff goes on.
Incredible writing. There were so many times that the narrator was spitting out a full sentence of, like, classic comic book crazy words, or, like... a whole sentence, a whole paragraph would start with a certain letter. Every single word starts with the letter D. And it's like, oh my gosh, these writers were on illegal substances to be able to write this stuff.
Let him cook.
But
let him cook.
When I was like so wrapped up in the writing and wanted to go off about it, the final episode has the Joker on Valentine's Day passing out exploding kumquats. And I was like, now I my reputation is destroyed.
See, that's incredibly funny because it's marketed as like you could let your 10-year-olds listen to this.
But it's rated TV-14.
That's a gnarly pun, man.
There were...
Yeah.
That was another thing with this show that I was confused about because there's like so much innocent stuff where it's like this feels like a mix of the animated series and Adam West series.
Yeah.
And it's like goofy and fun. And then there would be a segment where it's like, holy shit, they just said that.
Or like the Joker, like when you first hear the Joker, it's like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, he's spooky.
He is spooky sounding as shit.
Who voices the Joker?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But he's terrifying.
Amazing vocal performances. That was another thing.
Also, the guy that did Batman.
It's Jeffrey
Commissioner Gordon.
He's making the rounds. He's a great voice actor.
Yeah. I have to shit.
We're almost
I don't think I have too much more left to say of it. It was very, very good. I like that it finally gained some cohesiveness. The writing and the vocal performances are fantastic. The sound design's decent. They probably could have put a little bit more effort into like footsteps or whatever to do some set dressing, but it's not like it's awful. It's just it could have used a little bit more polish.
So is this the first series?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad that you brought up that it feels like BTAS in Adam West, because that's exactly what I felt like, because the ADHD-ness of it is how I remember watching BTAS, because I know now I can't watch BTAS without paying attention fully. Right. It's so engaging. But like growing up, I felt like it was I just put on Batman the animated series and it would just be running until it wasn't. And I wasn't paying attention. I was just playing with Legos, and that's how I felt.
Until the television broadcast turns off at the end of the day.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was just weird because it felt so goofy and innocent sometimes, and then like Joker was exploding people's arms off in the last episode, or there were a couple other things too.
Throws Harley Quinn into a vat of toxic waste.
Yeah,
that's standard. She's a woman.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they introduced her.
Damn, bro, that's insane. How was Rosario Dawson as, I believe it was Catwoman?
Yeah, fantastic.
Nice.
Like,
hot.
I keep putting off getting to this. I don't know why.
Hot.
I delay it so much.
I'm trying to think. There were a couple of times I was like, oh my gosh. I want to say somebody killed themselves or was threatening to. It was like just suddenly dark. And it's like, where did this come from? This feels like it should be for kids.
Or Joker's like, hey, I could do this to you, or you could just kill yourself.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You should make the galaxy a better place and kill yourself.
Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK.
All right, this is running long, and I have a sewer pipe to fix.
Okay.
I have to shit.
Colin, what else have you done?
You need to ask me a question.
Oh my god.
And I have to shit so bad, actually. So Spencer, you have to take over.
Go speed shit.
Right, speed shit, go.
Just skip over me if it. Why?
Sticky door, shitty apartment.
Spencer, because Colin is speedrunning a stinky shit, what else have you done? Whoa. And that is the show.
I read Suicide Squad Blaze. It is a 4-issue Black Label miniseries.
I must admit, this one doesn't look good from the covers.
I actually kind of like the covers. This one snuck up on me. We never talked about the announcement for it. It snuck through the cracks. I saw the issues.
We did.
No. We saw the covers. I saw the covers on like the wall at Jetpack, and I was like, wonder what that's for. I guess I'll catch it when the book comes out. The book finally came out. And
cannot tell you how many times I've seen the Wonder Woman Amazonian whatever it is on the wall. I'm gone, what is that? Oh, yeah, it's been sitting there for a year, and I'm still waiting for it to be collected. Yep. This is the same thing.
Mm-hmm. It was written by Simon Spurrier with illustrations by Aaron Campbell. Campbell has a similar design, especially for his covers. He has a similar work pipeline like Alex Ross does with a lot of reference work. So it makes for when he wants to make it clean, it's very clean. His covers are very realistic looking. A lot of the rest of the art is insane fucking shit. I can barely tell what's going on. It's a very messy book, and that's kind of the point. Long story short, there is an entity. It's a thing. It's like a void. It's basically a manifestation of bad stuff. There's this creature. It runs around. It has weird powers that are extremely vague, like everything in this book, that will just randomly kill people, and it like fucks their dead bodies. It's hungry and horny is the way it's described multiple times.
So it's like your favorite enemy type from Halo, the swarm, the
sure,
buggy things that jump into the corpses and bring them back.
Oh no, that's the Flood. Sure,
the Flood. Yeah.
So it's a dude, and actually later we find out there are twins. It's a boy and a girl, but now they're all grown up. The squad gets called in for this new experimental program called Blaze. We harness the power of exposition to inject you with superpowers, basically. But you will burn bright, but not for long. You will die within whatever time frame. The more powerful you are, the shorter the time frame, and the power that they get is shared between all of them. So if someone dies in the group, everyone else gets stronger, and their lifespans get shorter. So it's a really weird scenario. The team that we would know is Peacemaker, Boomerang, Harley Quinn, King Shark, and I think there's someone else I'm forgetting. They are paired with 4 or 5 just random inmates. They're people we have no familiarity with. They're just people who are developed for this book, and they're the actual main characters. So it's just normal criminals from Blackgate getting superpower, insane god tier superpowers, and how they deal with that, and how they don't know what they're doing or how to deal with it. Blah blah blah. This book is extremely heady. It was a lot more heady than I was expecting. So it was like there's parts of Get Joker which clearly want to have a lot more depth to them than they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, except it's actually good. It just I had to sit down when I finished this book and think about it for a few minutes before I got up and put it on the shelf. It's just a lot to chew on. There's a lot of exposition and there's a lot of vagueness to it. Basically, pretty much everyone ends up dying, and then our main character, this weird scumbag guy, gets all the power, and he's they defeat the bad guy and whatever. The main squad are all dead. Harley Quinn gets to kill Amanda Waller, and he's like, okay, I'll be the guy who'll take all the juice, and we'll take all the angry, evil juice away from everyone, and we'll save the world. And then he's like, but maybe I won't. And then the book ends. Because of how weird the plot is, and how strangely it's framed, it's a lot more of a vibes book. It's a vibes and themes book. And the themes actually took me a while to chew on what the fuck the message was. So by the time I got to the end, I did 30 seconds of research, and I kind of spun it around in my head. It seems like the major bits is about how people who are stuck in cages, literally or metaphorically, are going to push back eventually. So the character, the bad guy, him and his twin sister, they crash landed on Earth. People thought they were Kryptonian. They weren't. The government shoved them in a box, starved them for months on end to literally just keep them alive, but not able to move. For decades, they escaped, went on rampages, and that's kind of how we get to where we are now. So it's as usual with the Squad and Argus and every other, DC Comics secret organization that everyone knows about. They're all just covering up their own bullshit. Every time Argus is so we need you to fix this thing, you should assume it's because they fucked the thing up in the first place, especially when it's Waller. And that's mostly what it is. Harley Quinn, in particular, gets the end of the stick from Waller for, it seems like decades at this point. So she gets her vengeance at the end, blah, blah, blah. King Shark is trying to call his mom the whole book, which I found incredibly fucking funny, because this is a really dark and gruesome book. But Superman gets his, innards ripped out. He gets unalived very quickly. But amidst all of this stuff, King Shark just wants to call his mom, because he's, finally has the ability to have, negotiating power, and he's I just want to call my mom. Also, turns out his mom actually did fuck a shark. His mom has a shark fetish, which is really weird, and that's played for gags with a Captain Boomerang thing. It's very weird. I like seeing a focus on new characters or previously unexplored characters. I wasn't very attached to them, I think just because this book is kind of overwhelming with how much there is to look at and to think about. The art is extremely pretty and gross, mostly gross. But it can be very pretty. There's really good poses. The faces are really good. The whole Justice League gets fucking demolished. I don't know, man. It was a good book. It was $30. It's definitely worth picking up, but it is definitely worth rereading. I'm gonna go back to this soon because I want to digest it better. It seems like there's some information I missed or didn't think about or whatever. There's just a lot to chew on.
You zigged when I zagged when you were saying the theme is about a caged person fighting back, because then you started talking about the villain instead of the Suicide Squad.
Well, it's both of them. That's kind of the dynamic of the book. Is like
Right.
the bad guys they're basically like they're mentally children. They don't know what they're doing. They have insane powers no one can comprehend, and they just get out and they're like, I need to eat, and then the squad all push back against each other, and there's lots of infighting because of course. And then at the end, they all the ones who are still alive, anyways, get their vengeance, and all the people in charge get their comeuppance. And our main character, whose name I don't even remember, that should tell you something. He basically is like, because the universe has beaten me down so fucking much, I could just like squash it right now, but I'm choosing not to. But like maybe I won't. It's fairly woven throughout all the characters. It's just, you gotta pull back.
Dense.
I probably should have read it in multiple sittings.
Wow.
Worth picking up. Pretty good book, but just a lot.
That is the end of the show. Thank you for listening all the way through. If you like this show and you want to support it, maybe even want more stuff from us, maybe even early content access, please consider going to patreon.com/dimecomicbros and subscribing under one of the new 4 tiers. There's all kinds of rewards that you can get. That is how Patreon works. There are 2 people in life that have done this already, currently, I guess.
Yes, currently.
Jeff Lawrence and Caitlin. They
help keep the lights on.
No. One of the perks that they get by being a patron is social media following. They both do arts and stuffs and things, and we interact with them and hang out, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
They pay us, and we show them love, and we're basically whores. That's how this works.
I am a whore.
We are not Catholic, though.
No.
It's a different kind of whore.
But you will date a Catholic.
I would not mind.
On top of that, there's also exclusive access to Dime Comic Bros and Dime Gaming Bros Happy Hour, which is an additional podcast segment we do where we crack open a beer or a coffee.
I have a prompt for it, and I'm very excited to get there, and it's getting late in the day, and I just want to do it. So please consider subscribing. We subscribe to Jetpack Comics and Games in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire. We are there all the time, wasting money that we get from our patrons.
We do not waste that money.
It is
Thank you very much.
A vicious cycle of money.
Well spent.
They are super duper helpful. The fantastic crew that will help you talk about life and things and comics maybe, and very cool hangout place.
Yes.
Next week is news.
And
should be all 3 of us.
Yes. And also we just by the time this episode's come out, we will have released the newest episode of Dime Gaming Bros, where Jake and I go talk about video game stuff, review a couple of games, talk about a movie or a TV show or whatever. That just came out a couple of days ago, so please go show that some support. Be greatly appreciated.
Wow.
I know, right?
Tune in next week. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh my god!
Why?
Fuck!
Why?
Because it's fun.
Having sex is not fun.
Having
You're
sex
lying.
is not fun.
You're lying.
It's a lie.
You're lying to me.
It's just sadness.
I love the fucking the lightning guy. I don't remember where the template came from. It's usually like a Twitter reply. It's a black guy with like lightning. He's like, you should kill yourself. But like most people use it in a form. You guys have never seen that.
No. Of course you know the kill yourself jokes.
Of course I do.